Hi, I'm Claudia, a partner consultant at Receipt Bank's Cape Town office, and I'll be talking about Receipt Bank's Supplier Rules feature in a bit more detail. When you're reviewing a client's bookkeeping documentation, you may notice patterns or repeat behaviors for certain suppliers. Plane tickets might always be categorized as paid travel expenses, utility bills may always fall into the same category code and tax rate, or a particular vendor may only be used for a client's big construction project. Supplier rules are an easy way to automate these predictable behaviors. Setting up a supplier rule will instruct Receipt Bank to apply specifications for all of your documents submitted from this supplier. So let's have a look at setting up some supplier rules. Here are a couple of receipts that my client has previously submitted, detailing his flight to London to speak with one of his suppliers. Receipt Bank has already extracted all of the available key information, including the supplier name and total amount on the receipt. But we have a little more context about these types of items that might not be immediately visible on the document. Let's enter the receipt details page and click Set Supplier Rules to view what else we can assume for documents submitted from this supplier. For example, I know that documents from the supplier will always be a travel expense. I also know that my client pays for these items using his company credit card and always pays for plane tickets in advance. Okay, so I've set those details in the Set Supplier Rules window. My changes have been saved automatically, and I can close this window knowing that Receipt Bank will remember each of my specifications. If I navigate back to the client's inbox, you can see that those supplier rules have been automatically applied to both of the receipts from the supplier present in my inbox. It's important to note that the supplier rules will apply to the items that you've already received, as well as those that you receive in the future. And so, whenever a document from the supplier is uploaded to this account, you'll see your supplier rules come into effect and automate the entry of any details you've already established for this client and this supplier. Let's look at one more example. I know that my client has just started using a supplier to order building materials for an ongoing project. My client receives a monthly invoice detailing their order. Instead of searching through my inbox to find last month's invoice, I'm going to use the Suppliers tab at the top of the screen. You can always use this tab to establish new supplier rules, or review the rules you've previously set up for your client's suppliers. Now that I've selected the correct supplier, I can use this screen to easily view the documents that I currently have present in the client inbox, or set up supplier rules for future and current inbox items. So I'm going to set a category, project, a due date for the invoice, and indicate that the supplier's invoices should always be marked as unpaid when they're uploaded to Receipt Bank. Again, all of these settings will automatically save after you select them. Right, now let's navigate back to the inbox and take a look at a new invoice submitted from this supplier. There we go, I've just received this invoice from our regular supplier, and the project category and due date have already been completed according to the supplier rules. Now I only have to have a brief look to see that everything's in order, and it's easy to export straight to my accounting package. Be aware that not every supplier may be suitable for setting supplier rules. Typically, you only want to establish these if you can be relatively certain that all documents received from the supplier share certain characteristics. Vendors that provide relatively diverse or less predictable classifications of items may not benefit from setting supplier rules that you may have to amend later. Supplier rules can save you time on every document that you receive from regular routine suppliers. Setting these up within your practice will take away the time you usually spend inputting the same information and let Receipt Bank handle all of the repetitive data entry instead.